Ah,
Okay, there you go.
there we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
So, yeah,
let's start over.
All right, so we're talking about takeaways from 2021 that we wanted to carry into 2022. So, Royce, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So again, welcome to this end of year celebration for Welcome to Fatherhood. As we celebrate what 2021 was, and also look forward to what 2022 is going to be. As far as takeaways, we had a real great year in regards to making new connections, especially with our podcast, WTF Interviews. We've interviewed, we're on episode 46 now, but we've interviewed, I think, over like 70 people so far. Oh, there you go. You can hear us now. Better. Okay, good. But yeah, even just having those conversations, it's been real therapeutic to myself, and also I can say for other dads that we've talked to, they've been able to kind of showcase or share their stories, and we look forward to doing more of that going forward in the future. And in addition to that, we want to actually travel and meet dads in person where they are. We've interviewed dads from Mississippi to North Carolina to California, so. We look forward to taking this show on the road, if you will, and kind of just, getting our brand out there a little more and having some meaningful conversations with dads of all stages and all ages, if you will. Can I see the names? I can't see the names.
I think that's Brandon. Show the Lord.
There you go. Send that link again. Okay.
So, how about you, Jamari?
This year, I'm not a dad or anything, just as an individual young man, just trying to make better decisions, decisions that's going to affect my future in a positive way, and working on my patience and trying to figure out relationships, hanging out with certain people and just wanting to be better for the future. Like I'm at that age where, my future is creeping up on me. I'm almost 30, so it's like, gotta start taking a lot of things more serious and just try to just be positive. Positivity, that's like the main thing. Positive crowds, positive relationships, and everything. So that's what I'm trying to take into 2022.
That's good.
That's what's up. All right, how about you, Brother Keith?
Well, I'm almost like what the brother just said. Try to bring up, be positive about everything. Do better things. Man, I just turned 60, man.
Oh, man, congratulations on that.
Man. I'm an old man now. I'm a senior citizen almost.
Yeah, you got your AARP card, man?
Not yet.
That's 5 years.
That's right. 5 years, yeah. Everything's all good, though, bro.
Good.
That's cool.
What about you, Dr. Young? What's been some of your highlights of 2021 so far?
Well, highlights, I think probably like going back to like what you spoke on as far as like growth. We have grown a lot this past year, and we do our parent support groups. One of the best topics that we did this year was we talked about stories, the art of storytelling, and one of the guys that was on there, one of the questions was to tell a story about the time when you lost your virginity, like the first time you had sex. So just like his story was, it was funny, and it was, I don't know, it was just cool. It was real, man. So that was probably like my best memorable moment from this past year. But just growth and taking it to the next year, continue growth, continue connecting with people. That's what I'm looking forward to, man.
Yeah, I think also going to Denver and being a part of the APHA conference was also a big step for us too. We presented on the effects of abortion on the male partner, and we realized doing that research that there's not a lot of that out there, and it was well received when we went to Denver and presented on that. So that was another big thing for us that we did this year too. We had a good time in Denver too. It's just a lot of fun in Denver.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, good times.
The good brother Brian Jones said he got his AARP card.
There you go.
It's under his mama name though. So
Right there.
I don't know how that works, man. What type of benefits you get from that, man? So go ahead and put that in the comments, man. Let us know about that and see how we can get that hook up as well. All right, so for tonight, let's get into the cap for tonight. Well, actually, the coming up things. You want to break that down, Royce?
Yeah, let me share my screen here so you guys can see the things that we're working on. Thanks to everyone for taking the time out to join us. I know this is busy times for everybody. Happy holidays and happy New Year to everybody coming up. So if everybody can see the screen now, let me Brother Khalid is on the line. That's what's up. All right, here we go. So if you know anybody out there that needs connection to free one-on-one counseling, you can reach out to myself or to Dr. Young. We have access to free one-on-one counseling if anyone that you know needs it.
But you have to be in the Chicagoland area. So that's the only caveat. You got to be in the Chicagoland area to take advantage of this.
In our podcast, like I mentioned, we're on episode 46. Just released the last episode with Dion Dawson. That was episode 46. It drops every Wednesday. And be on the lookout for video. We're going to start putting video out of the podcast, too. We're working on that right now, too, as we speak. Also, our next WTF, Welcome to Fatherhood, Parents and Support meeting is on January 6th. I want to think of a different name for.
No, you don't like parent support.
Parenting. It sounds too. Yeah, parent and support meeting. It sounds too. Yeah. What would y'all name that? If y'all had to name it, we basically have support. So we basically just have a conversation around fatherhood. So we talk about different issues, have a topic, and then we kind of ask questions around that topic, and then kind of shoot the questions around the room. I looked up the synonym for support or meeting, and I came up with symposium. So is that better? I don't know.
So what, parent and symposium?
Yeah, WTF Parenting Symposium. What y'all think about that?
We probably keep looking for some
options. Oh, you ain't feeling that with your mom?
Right, symposium, right?
Yeah.
Brandon McLeod, what's going on? Thanks for joining us.
Happy Kwanzaa.
For sure.
All right, and also our next community outreach, we pass out bag lunches out to the underserved in Chicago. That's on January 8th. So you can reach out to myself or to Dr. Young for more information on that. And also our second annual Welcome to Fatherhood Men's Conference will be on January 29th. So we'll be having a lot of fun things happening during that. Some giveaways, probably a couple of trophies we're going to be handing out too. So be on the lookout for that as well. And you can also check out our website, wtfatherhood.org, for more information about what we do. Also, our podcast is now on our website. So I just got that added to our website. So if you want to check out our podcast, WTF interviews on our website, you could. The website is WTfatherhood.com/podcast. And also we sell merch. We have merch. So like a hoodie like what I'm wearing right here. You can support Welcome to Fatherhood that way if you need, or if you want to give your dad, or if you want to buy some merch for yourself as a dad, definitely support our cause that way as well.
Oh no, Tashika said fancy. We trying, Tashika. We're trying to come up in the world, No,
we ain't trying, Tashika. We doing it.
Oh, you're right.
We are fancy. But let's go to the next slide if I can make it happen.
Well, the next slide is what we're doing tonight. It's just showing the recap and what's on tap for tonight. So tonight, we just gonna talk about Welcome to Fatherhood year. We're gonna interview Byron Stingley. Some of you all may know him from 10 City. He's a 10 City fame. He's a house singer. So we're gonna interview him. Then we're gonna announce the winners for the Welcome to Fatherhood Awards for this year, and also we're gonna have a word from the Father of the Year, Mr. Khalid Scott. So we got all that on tap for you all tonight. So let's get into the recap for this past year. Can you go to the slide with the pictures?
Yep.
So yeah, we just got some pictures up that's showing our journey for this, the past 52 weeks, 365 days. So can you talk about that first one, Royce, the Father's Forum that we did?
Yeah, so that was in June.
It was in July.
Yeah. That was with in partnership with UIC. It was a great
shout out to Brandon again.
Yeah, shout out to Brandon McLeod. Also shout out to Brandon Hay. And also Khalid Scott was a part of that too, a Father of the Year. So we had a great conversation, a great discussion. It was basically a fatherhood forum. We never call it a symposium. That'd be too complicated for y'all. But we had a real good discussion on, and we got some good feedback on that as well. What's the next one? I can't see the next one.
Oh, it's Denver.
Oh, Denver, yeah. Can you speak on that, Dr. Young, on the study we did? A little more in detail?
So Royce, he spoke on it a little bit earlier. We had the opportunity to go to Denver to present some research on the effects of abortion on the male partner's mental and emotional well-being. So we were there for 5 days. We did like 2 presentations. It was pretty cool. So we hope to go back next year. Next year is going to be in Boston, though. So yeah, we hope to continue doing research and continue looking into how to address some of the issues that affect us.
The third picture is at the community outreach.
Yeah, actually that's me and Courtney James. So if you on here, shout out to Courtney.
Shout out to Courtney. What up, Courtney? Courtney been around since the beginning too. Next picture down there is me with I think that's red. We were at a clothing drive. We did a clothing drive in the city. That was a downtown. That was by like the medical district.
Yeah, it was Mile Square, UIC Mile Square on Roosevelt. And Woods, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kareem Watson as well for that, and also Marcus for setting it up. That was a great event. We gave out a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
Big up to everybody that also donated. It was a great thing, man. We also had like an ice cream person. So if you didn't want clothes, you can get free ice cream for the kids or get some nachos, whatever. So that was big, and we did that in September. So that was on September 11th, actually.
Yep. And that next picture is the same from that same event.
Yeah.
What I remember from that event was like Dr. Young said, it was the impact that we made. It was a lot of people that were just walking down the street that didn't even know about the event that came away with clothes or ice cream or nachos. Like it was a real good experience. It was a nice outcome. Then that last picture is as when we first started doing the community outreach, me and Dr. Young, and also Brother Keith's been a big factor in that. He's been doing that pretty much every other week, just passing out food, passing out different items. I think we're doing coats now. Did we get any coats for the winter?
Yeah, so coats, hats, gloves, scarves, blankets. So yeah, all that type of stuff. And if anybody wants to donate, reach out to myself or to Sir Royce.
Yeah, or if you want to donate as well, you can go to our website. So if you can't donate your time or either clothes or food or anything like that, you can donate a small contribution, and that'll help towards the cause as well. But yeah, that's a good recap of what we've been doing. We look to do more of that in 2022, even more so. Was there anything else you want to add for the year in review?
It's we did a Juneteenth block party and also a Father's Day out, like a Father's Day outing. We did a raffle where 3 fathers won, and the grand prize was it was a dinner at Chicago Cut Steakhouse. It was and all of this was like chauffeured, so they had like a chauffeur limousine service. It wasn't a limousine, but it was like SUVs. And they got $300 gift cards to Foot Locker. Shout out to Foot Locker Chicago and Mike Charles, another community partner. But yeah, that was for Father's Day, and the day before we did a block party for Juneteenth to celebrate that. So that was another big event that we had going on this year. But didn't get a chance to put the pictures up right here.
Quick question for everyone that's listening: How do you eat your steak? I'm testing everyone right now. I want to see what y'all put in there. Shouldn't be that controversial, but how do y'all prepare y'all steak? Y'all want it well done, medium well, medium?
Let's ask the people in the room first. What you say?
Medium well? Well. You don't like no pink? That's burnt, man. You burning your steak, man.
No pink.
Man, you gotta get it. Anything over
medium well.
Anything over a medium is burnt, man.
Medium for me.
Medium. Yeah.
Medium decent.
Yeah.
It's all right.
A little pink ain't gonna hurt you, but man,
well done is burnt. It's burnt.
So somebody said.
No.
He said burnt crispy.
I know it's done.
Khalid said well done.
No, man, no. I gotta add my 2 cents to the chat.
Yeah.
You messing up the flavor when you get it well done like that.
Oh.
And that restaurant we went to for Father's Day, man, they had some lamb chops, man. Them lamb chops.
Yeah, on the bone.
Yeah. I had lamb chops. It was good.
Man, y'all making me hungry now, man. Talking about all this food.
Somebody said me. Oh, that's you?
That's me.
Okay.
I had to put my vote in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much that was the year in review. And and also WTF interviews, I mentioned that before, but we started it in January of 2021. So this will be our year anniversary coming up this January. So we've been doing that strong, and look forward to interviewing some more dads. If you guys have any dads that you think will be good to interview, let us know, and we can reach out to them for sure.
Well, another thing that we started in January 2021 was the Master Class. So the WTF Master Class, where we invite subject matter experts to come and talk about different topics. So we had someone come talk about investing, like real estate, keys to success. That's a number of things. I think probably the most interesting one that we did this year was Joe Petrowski. He's an energy healer. So he came and talked about energy and how to heal it. And that was probably the most interesting one to me. How about you, Royce? What you think?
Yeah, I think that was a good one because it was a couple people in there that came to tears because what he was saying, he was really connecting with people on a deeper level. Yeah. I think my favorite masterclass was there was so many good ones. Brandon Hay, he had a real good one.
Yeah, he did.
He had a real good one. He has an amazing story. If you don't know what his story is, definitely if you go on YouTube and do fatherhood, just type in fatherhood, you'll see Brandon Hay. That's one of the first videos that came up. That's how I found him. Literally typed in fatherhood, and he was like top 2 or 3 videos in YouTube. He did a TED talk talking about his experience with fatherhood. But yeah, during his masterclass, he shared his story, and it was a powerful story. So yeah, if you want to find out more about him, definitely look him up. He's on LinkedIn too. But Brandon Hay was my favorite master class out of all of them. But all of them were good. Desmond Clark, he had a good one.
Yeah.
Man, who else? Michael Nash on real estate.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Michael Nash and Courtney James. Man,
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson.
He had a good one too. Yeah. So yeah, we had some good conversations during those master classes and a lot of good learning. And that's something that we definitely look forward to continuing going into the new year. Is having master classes. So if you are a subject matter expert out there, if you have a topic that you teach on, that you're confident in, definitely reach out. You can reach out to us, and we could definitely consider you for one of our next master classes in the new year.
And actually, we was thinking about changing that name as well. So one of the names, the new names was the Stairway series. So WTF Stairway series. So let me know what y'all think about that, because that's what we leaning toward.
Why the Stairway series?
Oh, because I look at it like the stairway up to a path up the stairway. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, the path to enlightenment, man. It's you got to follow the stairs to enlightenment. So that's the purpose of the series, to grow consciousness and all that good stuff, man.
So one stair at a time.
Yeah.
So is Brian on the line yet?
Let me see. I'm gonna text him.
Because I see Brother Khalid is on the line. Excuse the dead silence, everyone. I know this is you're not supposed to do that on the live. I think that's against the rules. I don't know. Enlightenment series. What you think about that, Dr. Young?
Enlightenment series. I like Stairway series, man.
Give us some more. Keep coming. What else y'all got? I like Enlightenment series. That's nice. So WTF Enlightenment series. Is that too many syllables?
What y'all think, Keith? Jamar? You like it?
You like Enlightenment series or you like Stairway?
They both about the same.
Yeah. All right, so we might have to come back with the interview. So let's skip that part. Let's go into the winners of. Okay. He said he's on. All right, so never mind.
I don't see him.
He said it's spinning.
Oh, it's loading. Okay.
All right, cool. So when Byron Stingley is on, we're gonna go straight to him and start the interview. So this is the first time we actually doing like this live thing. So excuse the kinks, but we working it out. We're being a player about it.
Oh yeah.
So this is gonna be like a presentation of how we do an actual WTF interview. So this is exactly what we do. I think he just popped up. Yeah. All right, cool. So get ready.
Yeah, and we also plan on going live for the interviews at least once a week too going forward. So you'll be seeing more formats like this with us going live. What I found is a lot easier to post if it's right on the platform, opposed to trying to edit it on the back end. But Brian, let me bring him on. Brian, you there? Are you there?
Byron.
Yeah, I think he's there.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
Byron.
here. Hey, what's going on, Royce? What's going on, Doc?
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for joining us. So
Can y'all
did
see me
you?
or is my camera?
Oh,
All
nah.
right, you'll be able to see me in two minutes.
Okay, you good. You good. We can hear you.
I said y'all be able to see me in 2 minutes. My camera's I'm driving, man, so I'm doing what a dad had to do. I had to run to the store real quick, and I thought we start right at 7, so I tried to
Oh
time
yeah,
it
no
just
worries.
right.
Do your thing. So I don't know if you heard the setup. So we're gonna do, we're gonna interview you. This is gonna be like actual live WTF interview. So get ready for all the hard hitting questions.
Oh, that's fine. Hey,
Yeah.
Q, Dr. Young, you know, I just got nominated too, right?
Oh yeah, congratulations. I saw that. How does it feel?
Okay. No different.
Oh, you used to it, huh?
No different.
Okay.
No, it's just like, no, it ain't that. It's just, you know, like,
Are you breaking up a little bit? Yeah.
Hey Byron, we can't hear you, man.
Oh yeah, you breaking up.
All right, seeing that we're having technical difficulties, I always want to do that. We'll bring Brian back on in a second. But Dr. Young, can you tell the people what we plan on doing for 2022? Anything, any special announcements you want to give to the people? Any nuggets you want to drop?
Man, we got a lot at hand. So next month we're doing the second annual Men's Day conference. We're gonna start doing the Master Class series again right after the holidays. We got a lot of things going on. We're gonna keep everybody posted. Let's bring Byron back, see if the sound is back on.
All right, Byron, back to you. We still can't hear you, bro.
No, we can't hear you. The wonders of live.
Yeah,
right?
I think you muted. You muted, bro.
Oh yeah. You unmute yourself.
I think I could do it. How about try again?
No, still can't hear you. Try go out and come back in with the link. All right, cool. So
Yeah.
As we figure this out, thanks everybody for staying tuned with us.
Y'all gonna get it right.
Oh yeah, we getting there.
For sure. Joshua Cotton, thanks for joining us. I see that you jumped on. Brother Khalid, you still there? You still in the box?
Yeah, Khalid's still there.
All right, cool. How's your day going? All is well on your end?
Let me bring him on. Let me try to bring Byron on again. He just jumped back on. All right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear. There it is.
Perfect.
All right. Hey, Regina, I'm on doing the interview now.
All right, cool. So like we don't have any questions, only 2 that we start off with. So you ready?
Only 2?
Yep.
Okay.
All right,
I'm ready.
Here we go. Welcome again to another rendition of WTF Interviews. Again, my name is Sir Royce Brialis, and I'm with my prestigious co-host, Dr. Raheem Young. How's it going, brother?
I'm well, man. I'm excited, man. We getting this together.
Right away. So I'm pleased to announce we have a special guest, Byron Stingley, world renowned Chicago legend. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Y'all can hear me really well, okay?
Yeah, we hear you
Yeah, we
good
Just
got
making
now.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So first question we normally ask Brian is, how many kids you got? What are their ages, and also what do you do for a living or for a purpose?
Um, that's a interesting question. I have 7 kids, and I got a whole lot of different perspectives on fatherhood. My oldest son is 33, and my youngest is 13. So I have a 20-year. I got 7 of them, but a 20-year difference in between them. So I guess kind of having gone through and having raised children who are grown, and then now having 2 teenagers still in the house gives me it gives me a different perspective. And my job is I actually have many jobs. One, I'm a school principal. Um, I guess during the week, I'm a school principal, and on the weekends, I'm a musician. Just put out an album through Ultra Music, and the album was nominated for a Grammy, and the Grammys are the 31st, so we'll see about that. So I'm a musician and I'm an educator. The thing about being a musician, a lot of people don't know this. I lost my voice some years ago, and I went back to school and got my degree to be a teacher. Then I went back and got my degree to be a school principal, and then when I got a job as a school principal, then my voice came back, and so now I go out a couple times a week. I mean, a couple times a month on weekends. Well, before COVID, and I go out and perform all over the world on weekends, and then I'm home during the week, and so I kind of had the best of both worlds. I get to
Byron, did we lose you?
Yeah, are you still there? We might have lost
I
him.
think we lost. Oh man.
All right, so let's try it again.
Y'all gonna get it right.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. Thank y'all for bearing with us.
He popped back.
You back on? All right, here we go.
Yeah. I was saying I try to do music that has messages and things like that. Somebody inboxed me today and told me how my music helped them in life and helped them through some tough times and things like that. And so that really made me feel that the purpose that I was sit here to serve, that uh, that it was guess kind of getting fulfilled and touching lives in the way that I want to touch lives.
Mhm. So, how old were you when you discovered you could sing? Or you had the ability to
Uh,
sing?
I still haven't discovered I could sing, so I've been, I don't know. I knew I wanted to sing when I was a little kid, and I was watching TV, and I saw um, people on TV like the Jackson Five for the first time, or James Brown, or Chubby Checker. I know that's for y'all time. Y'all sitting there like Chubby Checker. We know we hip to Michael Jackson and love James Brown, but just seeing groups like that, and I used to imitate them, and uh, and I used to sing all day, and I used to get popped sometimes because they would get tired of me singing all through the house and tell me stop making all that noise and all that kind of stuff. So I knew that's what I wanted to do.
So go back to when you were becoming a dad for the first time. What was that experience like for you? So you say you got 7 kids. What was the best?
For me, it was a joy. It's what I thought at the time. Um, I don't know. I think I was kind of young. I was when I found out I was having my first kid. I was 21 years 21 years old, and so I mean, yeah, and so like for me, it was a joy. My first, it was. They told me I really wanted my firstborn. I wanted my firstborn to be a son, and we took all these ultrasounds, and they kept telling me it was a girl, it was a girl, it was a girl, and so I don't know. I really wanted my firstborn to be a son, and so when my son came out, and then I seen man parts come out, and I was jumping up and down in the hospital because I got like I wanted my firstborn for whatever reason, and I named my firstborn after me, and it was just like for me at that time that was the greatest day of my life, like to see a child born, and for me I wanted to, as a father, I wanted to right all the wrongs and do all the things that I didn't have, and the things that I didn't get, and the things that I thought how a father should be. I wanted to do all of that with my kids. I love my father. My father, the one great thing I would say about my father is my father always told me he loved me. Him and my mom went together, and my father, may he rest in peace. And we talked about these things, but my father dealt with addiction and all these sort of things, and he told me how he felt unloved growing up, and he told me that led to his addiction, and so we got a chance to understand each other before my father passed away. But my father was kind of, it's going to sound funny to you, he was a policeman, but my father stayed in the streets, which I know that sounds strange, but so my father stayed in the streets. He had always had him 5 or 6 girlfriends, and I always didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to be like that. And so I was the dad who I was trying to right all the wrongs. Every time my kids had a game, I was trying to be at the game. I used to be when I wasn't on the road, I tried to be at the school helping out all the time. And that's actually what led me into teaching, because I was always at the school helping out. And one day they said, "Hey, do you have a degree?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they said, "You think you can go in room such and such and teach? We short on teachers." And so I was like, yeah. And so they got me a substitute certificate, and I originally started out substituting whenever I was home. But I just wanted to be there and do all the things and be the father that I always thought that I wanted, and I just wanted that time. Like my dad used to tell me, "Oh, well, I ain't got money, I don't have this." It was like, "But you got money. Y'all had a cooler full when you had those girls in your ride, and y'all had food, man. I mean, like, explain it to me." And so, but I never want to make no excuses. I tried to be that father.
So can you talk about like what you've learned from the becoming the father the first time to the last time from your 13-year-old?
Well, what I've learned is that, like, sometimes being a father, I mean, I even have parents come to my school like, oh, they kid gets suspended from school, and they act like it's the end of the world, or they act like it's like, oh, it's gonna be on their record and this and this, and I had to explain to them like, hey, it's a kid. You got a kid. They learning. They gonna make mistakes, and so it's like every little mistake is not like the end of the world, or every little mistake you don't have to like lay the hammer down for every mistake, or like some things is I learned that a lot of things are just teachable moments uh for our kids. They gonna do things wrong, they gonna do some things right. And like sometimes like I learned that like even one time one of my sons got sent to an alternative school, and some people might have thought that was the end of the world. And I told, at the time when it happened, I said, "Hey man, this is probably the best thing that ever happened to you." And he goes, "Why?" I said, "Because it's certain things that I was telling you you weren't getting, and now you getting it from this." And that son got it. He got that lesson from that. That I was giving him a lesson about friendship, And I told him I wasn't trying to pick his friends, but I said, you got one friend that's jealous of you, and this friend, this, and this is gonna happen, and you the one gonna get in trouble. And less than 3 days later, his friend brought a BB gun to school, and they were getting ready to search his friend. He threw it in my son's book bag, and he and the other boy, his parents got lawyers and all that, and he asked. My son asked me, Dad, you gonna get a lawyer? And I said, No, I ain't getting no lawyer. I said, because I had just told you that was gonna happen 3 days ago. And how and so like it wasn't the end of the world, but he learned from it, and he learned that I wasn't just being whatever trying to pick his friends. He learned that I need to listen to my dad as well. And so it's like now, even as a I got my son is 33. He called, even to this day when he's getting ready to make decisions, he'll call me, Hey Dad, before I even do this, what do you think about this? Like he was getting ready, one of my sons was getting ready to hire a personal trainer and was gonna pay the trainer $250 a week. And I said, Hey, my man, that's $1,000 a month. I said, if you need me to run around the park with you or something, and he was like, I didn't look at it like that. So it's even small things like that. I was like, nah, just what's the value of this? What's the value of this? What should I put my money in? I'm thinking about, and so we even talk about when they getting ready to get married. We talk about, the real deal. What marriage entails. What does it take to have a successful marriage? And have now, it's more like a communicating. I talk to them like, even though they're my sons, now it's a brotherhood. I talk to them like I would talk to somebody, and they know that they now trust me, like that I'm not going to tell them something that I ain't just on no power trip or trying to, oh, I'm dad, you going to do what I say. I'm like, well, this is what I would tell you to do, but, you know, if you want to take that advice, cool. And now they like, nah, you ain't never told me nothing wrong. They kind of listen. So as a father, you have to earn that respect as well. I mean, you can't tell your kids to do one thing and you do something else and you be a hypocrite, because that's not, for me, that's not good either. So I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. But even if I make a mistake, I'll sit down and tell them, like, yeah, I probably did wrong but I was looking at it like this, and this. We talk about everything. I went through a divorce with my older kid's uh, mother, and and I never said anything bad about her, but I would tell them like where I felt like I messed up in the marriage, my perception of things, like this is why I did this and that. It might have been selfish, but this is why I did this, or this is why I might have did this. And I have real discussions with my children, and I'm proud of them. Like two sons play pro football. One daughter was considered one of the top contemporary artists in sculpturing and things like that. Her artwork's been featured in museums all over the world, and have two kids. One just graduated from college, and I have another one who's on the track team in Northern Illinois, getting ready to graduate and is going to finish and become a doctor, and things like that. And so my two in high school, one in high school, one in eighth grade, they're A students. So I think that I'm that's probably the thing. Somebody asked me about being nominated for a Grammy, but the thing I'm most proud of is the people that my kids are, and that it's not even about them being pro athletes or anything like that. Because I wouldn't like it if my son was a pro athlete, but then you seeing headlines in the newspaper about, you know, they did something crazy, or like, man, pro football player does this. So I'm more proud of the people that they are.
Is there anything you feel like you would change if you could, as far as like the way that you parented, or things?
I think I don't know. Like I think this time around, I'm a kinder, gentler dad. Like with my older kids, uh, like I didn't want to whoop my older kids. So what I did was, anytime they did anything, it wasn't no drop and give me 20. Be like drop, give me 100. My kids would, even my daughter would have to give me 100 push-ups if she did anything wrong. Then I'd say hold that push-up position. On the last one, they hold that push-up position for about like 5-10 minutes, and this is no lie. And so uh like I just look at them, be like, come on, give me that 100, give me that. First it started out as 50, and it was like for every little thing, I had 5 kids originally in my house, and they would get into it. They making too much noise. I just walk in the room, cut out that noise. You know what? Nah, give me 100. And so I don't do that as much. As much. I talk more and I communicate more with my 2 kids that I have here at the house now, my 13 and 14-year-old. I try to communicate with them and talk to them about, like, one time my son, my 13-year-old, he did something at school and I was upset. I'm taking off my hoodie, and I don't think I can't go like I used to go back then anyhow, but I ain't gonna lie, I was taking off the hoodie and I said, hey man, you got you got 1 minute to explain yourself, man, and it better be a good one or and he told me, he said, and I don't know what our audience is, but he said, hey dad, he said, man, I'm the only black kid, this and this. He said, I do things, I did that to try to fit in, man. And I said, really? I said, but you got to understand the world we in, son. I said, I'm not trying to make excuse. I said, you don't have the luxury of making certain mistakes that other people make. I said, you don't have that luxury. You can't you can't do something stupid because the consequences could be far greater for you than they are for your peers, man. And so I said, you know what? You did give me a good answer, so I'm gonna put my jacket back on. Thank God, because he's like a state wrestling qualifier, but I ain't gonna tell him that. But I was like, okay, I'm putting my jacket back on, my man. But you're gonna have to you're gonna have to think about stuff like that. And so we had those kind of discussions now. And he can articulate it because we've had those discussions since he was little. But with my older kids, it wouldn't have been no talking. It wouldn't have been no like, explain to me your thought process when you were making that dumb decision. It would just been you getting punched in the chest, or push-ups, or something like that. So
Yeah, it's funny you
that's
mentioned push-ups.
probably the bigger difference.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned push-ups. That's something I do with my kids. I don't whoop my kids per se. I do what you like how you mentioned, like talking to them. But another form of discipline I do implement is get down there and do some push-ups for me. Get down there. If you're a repeat offender, you're gonna do double the amount because you already know what you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I tried to do that because I not so much from my mom, and I don't want to vilify anybody. I understand it. They wanted us to be disciplined, but I got whoopings like you wouldn't believe growing up. From I lived in a house with almost 30 people with one bathroom, and I know that sounds kind of crazy now, but it was me, my mom, I had an aunt Leona and all her kids. I had an aunt Darlene and all her kids. My aunt Gail and her kids. Uh, I'm missing an auntie. I said Gail, Leona, Darlene, my aunt Cookie, and everybody. It was fun because we were all there with all our cousins. All the kids was in one room and bunk beds and things like that. And so it's like, I would get beat by auntie, get beat by uncle. My grandma was like, and so I didn't want my kids to experience that or go through that. I thought I grew up kind of harsh. I mean, it makes you. I think I'm might be mentally tough as a result of that way of growing up, but at the same time, I think it teaches. I think it teaches us to solve problems in a violent way. And everything has its place, but I try, like, even when I talk to kids at school, I try to teach conflict resolution. I do understand violence and things like that. So when they be like, oh, not punishing your kid for being getting into a fight. I understand that happens can happen with young people, but at the same time, I want to teach them a better way. One thing I tell people this story. One thing really changed my mind was something that happened to me in college. Uh, I was in a situation in college where I was one of the only black kids in this classroom, and they started talking about race, and they started saying very negative things about black people, and I got very upset. And it's one, big white guy. He said something, and I say, "Hey, man, you say something disrespectful like that again, uh, we gonna go outside and we gonna get down." And like, he gave me the come on, buddy, like we can go. And this one white kid, he tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, "Can I talk to you?" And I said, "Man, what do you want to talk to me about?" He said, "Can I just please talk to you?" We go outside, and he said, "Man, don't fight." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because either way you lose." I said, "What do you mean? I ain't losing." And he said, "Well, that's the problem." He said, "I don't believe you would lose a fight." But he said, "Even if you beat that guy, all you doing is proving everybody in this room right. You proving to them that you could be more, you could just know all the only way you know how to solve a problem is to be more violent." And he said, "You just, if even if you whoop that dude, all you're gonna do is enforce the stereotype of what they believe about you." And he said, "Please don't do that." And he like said, "I look at you, you're very smart, you're very intelligent, but you're here in college, you don't care, you just do enough to get by and you just want to pass your classes." He said, "If you really want to win, come in here to these classrooms every day and show them that you're just as bright, but you even have to be brighter." He said, "You should be getting hundreds and A's on every assignment. You can't afford to just do enough to get by." We would have. I looked at him like, "Whoa!" And it changed my life. After that, I went from being a CB student. This is no lie. To I got all A's. Like, and even in some classes where they graded on the curve, I would get 100, and the professor would be like, "I can't grade on the curve because the highest grade is like 103. This person even got the extra credit points." And everybody would look at me and go like get upset. But they didn't know that was I knew I ain't trying to be funny, but it's just, and those are the type of things that, as black men, we have to always do our best, and we have to always, as a father, that's what I always talk to my kids about. One of my sons, he didn't have one. My son played 6 years pro ball, didn't have one scholarship offer coming out of high school, not one. And I said, "Hey, man, if you wanna get to a D1 school, do this, do this." And he went to a junior college. Everybody at the junior college was an All-American, and I think the lowest person was like an All-State, but it was all like guys that was every school in the country wanted them, but they didn't. And why all the other kids was playing video games, uh, drinking, partying. The other thing guys do in college, with the young ladies, while they all doing that, he was going back to the gym. He would go to practice, do his homework, and then he went back to the gym another 2-3 hours on his own and lifted weights and ran with parachutes on his back. And he's 6'6", he went from 6'6", 245 to 6'6", 320 of all muscle. And every school in the country wanted him. And he did the same thing when he was in college at Louisville. When all the other guys was goofing off, he was working out. And when he got to the pros, I told him the same thing. I said, "Man, hey, just cause you in the pros, that same hard work that got you there, you have to keep doing that." I said, "The minute you slack up, somebody else gonna take that spot." So I told him that one time because I thought he was getting a certain type of way. That he was in the pros, and I said, "Dude, they gonna cut you." And I'm gonna leave that story alone. I mean, because that's exactly what happened. And then another team picked him up, but I was like, I was just saying you can't relax in life. You got to go hard and realize, that same work that it took you to get there. And while other people are not doing the right things, you got to be doing the right things. And that's what I tell my kids.
I know you were saying like um, earlier in the conversation, you said that your son got in trouble for doing something. And he said that he was the only black kid and he was trying to fit in. Like, what do you tell him? Like, how you teach him how to navigate that space?
I didn't get to tell him, how do you teach him what?
How to navigate that space as being like the only black kid in the all white environment? Like, what do you tell him? What type of advice do you give him?
I mean, I tell them that, yeah, we all need, we humans, and one of the most important thing, even that we learning through this COVID, man, is that, our connections to other people, we need that. And they've even done studies on, like, they with the rhesus monkeys, they got one monkey that wasn't around other monkeys and something like that, and they developed and they died as a result of not having that. So you gotta have those social connections and things like that. But at the same time, you can't you have to be a leader, and you can't allow anybody to lead you off course. As you said earlier, use the word purpose. You can't allow people to take you off your purpose. I think about me growing up on the west side of Chicago, and everybody around me. I grew up on a street that was notorious. Two of the guys I grew up with, they did American Gangster stories on. I'm talking about like on A&E channel, and these were guys I grew up with that I ran around with. And sometimes it felt powerful to have these friends, because it's like people be like, "Yo, that's so and so's friend." I don't know if you want to do that, man. Don't tell him nothing, man. You know that type of thing. So it feel good to have those kind of connections at that time. But at the same time, if it was something that was gonna send me off, or send me to jail, or take away my freedom, or could cost me my life, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing nothing like that. And the same thing is when I talk to my son, hey man, if it's something that's gonna take you off your path or where you trying to get to, man, um you can't let anybody take you from that. It's like I had an uncle I loved, and he asked me to go do something one time, and I was like, man, no, I'm trying to do this, and this, man. Nah, I love you, Unc, but I can't do that one, man. So it's just staying focused, man. And those are the kind of, like, I had those conversations, with it. Now, whether or not they listen, I understand for a 12 or 13-year-old that's awfully hard, when you are trying to fit in a place where you already feel like you're an outcast or you're an outsider. But, you have a greater purpose in life. You don't want to fit into somebody with an organization that's gonna you know, have you being the person that, like, where they sitting back now like laughing at you, or they do that on purpose, send you off. You don't want to be a send off. So we talk about that.
So, Byron, talk to the difference you think between raising sons versus raising daughters, or is there a difference?
I never treated it as a difference. Like I said, I was just as tough on my daughters as I was on my sons. I don't take gender as the deciding factor on how I treat my kids. I take each one of their personalities and what they need. So, like, I got two kids. I have a daughter. I have a daughter in college right now. Her name's Fatima. She's at Northern Illinois. She's the captain of the track team. I've never even had to raise my voice at Fatima. She's a very sweet kid, and so what she needs is different. from what my other kids need. I got one son that I won't say his name. He might be watching, but I got one son. Just me talking to him wasn't gonna get it. He a little stubborn, maybe a little like me, but he a little stubborn, a little hard headed. And me and him, literally would wind up on the floor like wrestling. We laugh about it now, but we used to wind up on the floor like going at. I mean, I restrain him or whatever, but he only understood that and only respected that physicality. Uh, I got one kid that I can talk to. I got one daughter that I have to have a different kind of a different kind. I have a different relationship with each one of my kids, and I tried to give them each what they needed. So one might have needed a whooping. One push-ups was enough for one. One I could talk to. One I could just look at a certain way, and they would get it. And you kind of have to figure that out. Like as you raising them, what works and what's motivate them. One kid might could yell. You could yell at one kid that might be too much for them. Like they can't take dad yelling at them, or or they not. You know, like I got one daughter, my 14-year-old daughter. I used to could be yelling and screaming at her, and she'll walk over and do some bull, like grab me on my cheek. Oh, Dad, you're so cute when you're angry. Like I'm like, man, if you don't get the I'm being serious, and you sitting here like playing me like I'm some. Oh, you're so cute, Dad. Oh, you mad, Dad. Oh, like so that yelling don't really work with that kid.
So I know we're getting close to time. I got one last question for you. So if you can give advice to any young dad or any you know young guy that's starting out, what would it be?
Um, I think the most important thing, as I said earlier, is we all got different social economic statuses, but be there, be involved, share, be real with your kid, share life experiences with them, let them know what it takes, and talk to them like hey, I want you to go further in life than I went. I want better. I made it here. Each Especially for us as African Americans, we want each generation to do better, and doing better might not necessarily mean make more money, but it's just like I don't want you to have to go through a lot of the things that I already learned that lesson, and I want to pass those lessons down to you. So just and I would like to see us as generations improve our communication with our kids, and just be that example. You can't just be consistent. Like I know somebody whose dad a preacher, and I don't want to talk too much, but they would see their dad be a preacher and say different things in church, and come home, cuss out mama, come home, get drunk, come home, and this is no lie, come home, sniff cocaine, but you're a minister, and so the kids see that hypocrisy. So you got to be straight up. You got to be consistent. We not perfect, but they got to see, like, my dad come home. My dad is a loving dad. My dad. You know, I was joking with one of my uncles, but this is some serious. I got an uncle, straight up guy, a man of high integrity. And my uncle used to kick my butt when I was a kid. And I say, you kicked my butt, but the one thing you never did. My uncle said, what? I said, man, you never told me you love me. And he's like, cause I don't. I said, you don't mean that. You don't mean that. He's like, yeah, I do. I don't love you. But that generation of people, they never said that to their, especially the men. They never said that to and I think you need to hear that. I got nephews and stuff. I tell my nephews I love them, man. I want them to know that. I don't. But even more than saying it, I want to show that to them, and how whatever way, just by, if they, hey, Unc, I need to talk, or so it's about uh, you know, being a mentor, even like a lot of us mentor other people, but we got to mentor, take that same approach with our kids.
Yeah. And my last question to you, Byron, is if you had to define the word fatherhood, how would you do so in your own words?
I I don't know how you could. I don't know how you can define fatherhood. The only thing I would say to that is the greatest, it's the biggest, greatest responsibility that you'll ever have in life, and you have to. For me, you have to take that responsibility very serious, and you have a lot to uphold. For me, the greatest thing for me is even how I treat other people. With me being a school principal, I feel like that I have to do right by the kids I'm the principal over. I'm a firm believer if I do right by other people, then people will do right by my kids. I do believe in that, but I just take commitment. As somebody say, your kids didn't, quote unquote, that old saying, your kids didn't ask to be here. Our actions brought them here, and so I want to be a good father, and part of being a good father is being a good husband too. You have to, one of the greatest things you can do for your kids is to how you treat their mom, and that's even if you and the mom break up, you still have to treat her. Hey, that's the mother of my kids, and y'all have to support each other. Say this, like, even one time, me and one of my sons was the one that we used to roll around on the floor. He tried to call his mom, like, Mom, me and Dad just got through this, and this. And she said, hey, what you calling me for? That's between you and your dad. I got to stay out of that. Let me know how that work out. And he was like, but Mom, she's like, no, I don't get in between you and your dad. So even, having that respect for each other, let her be a mom, and y'all respecting each other roles, and even when things break down with you and her, to always make sure you put your kids first. That's the last story I'm gonna tell, is when me and my ex-wife were going through our divorce. I actually had custody of my kids. I said a prayer, and my prayer was, God, don't do what's best for me. I said, do what's best for my kids. Put them in a place. We was going to court that next day. Put them with wherever you feel they're going to prosper the best. And we went to court. I had custody. We left out of court. They had awarded her custody, and this is no lie. The lawyer said to me, if you got $80,000, you can get custody. And I seen, as he was saying it to me, I seen him and the other lawyer looking at each other. I said, nah, man, I said my prayer, and this is what God determined in my heart. That's what He had determined. I wasn't gonna be selfish, and I don't think my old kids would have wound up in their different places in life had I gone against what I felt like God told me. So always make sure, as a father, you got to make sure that you put the best interests of your kids first, and not your own. You're a human being too, and you got things. You deserve to be happy too, but in certain things, you got to make sure that you're not being selfish, and that you're thinking about your kids.
Cool. That was dope. It was a good interview. Well, what you say, man? Is this
Hall of Fame material? We're gonna put this in the rafters.
Well, what you want your number to be?
Okay.
What number you want on
What's
the
your
back?
jersey number?
I don't know. My jersey was 34 in high school, man.
He's a running back.
No, man, I was a power forward, man. I was first 6'2" power forward, man.
There you go.
6'2", 6'3" power forward.
It's positionless basketball now. You'll go along good in this era. But yeah, Byron, this has been great. Yeah, thanks for taking the time out and joining us. This has been a great interview. I definitely appreciate it.
Oh, before you sign out, let everybody know where they can support your music, where they can listen to the music.
I have my next show is January 15th at the Horseshoe Casino in Hammond. The venue, I'm playing with a full band with strings and horns. We're going to be at the venue in Hammond. And then tune in to the Grammys on January 31st. I'm up for Best Dance Electronic Album. And so we'll see what happens. My son says, I told him I was going against some artist named Marshmello, and he was like, Dad, Marshmello's got like 30 million YouTube subscribers. Like, I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot, son. You know. So we'll see,
ain't
but
got
it's
nothing
just
on
it's
you,
exciting.
brother. Yeah.
So the album is 10 City Judgment.
All right, cool. Is it on? It's on Apple Music and all that.
It's on Apple, iTunes, Spotify. It's on all of them.
All right, cool.
Tidal.
Yeah.
It's on all the different sites.
Yeah, Keith said you got some good music. I don't know if you can hear him.
But that's cool.
All right, well, yeah, well, thank you for joining us.
Man, thank y'all for having me. It meant a lot to me for you all. You all doing great work, man. It meant a lot for you all to ask me to be the last speaker to close out the year. It meant a lot to me that you all thought enough of me to ask me to do that.
Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate the kind words and the sentiments, man. We gonna keep doing what we doing.
Absolutely. I'm glad you didn't. Now I'm gonna stop with jokes before I get myself in trouble. Have a great evening.
All right, take care.
All right, Byron.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
Cool, that was dope.
Byron Stingley.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we do. We interview dads and we figure out what they do and also what type of dads they are. So definitely stay tuned for more of that. So what do we have next on the docket, Dr.
So next up is the announcement for Welcome to Fatherhood award winners for this past year. So we have 3 categories. So we have number 1 contributor. There's going to be 2 of them this year. We have a community partner award, and we have the father of the year. So for number 1 contributors this year, we have Miss Florida Bryant and Miss Maddie Bell. And they were the number 1 contributors because they donate. So they donate every time we have like community outreach. They donate clothes, they donate food, all types of stuff, hats, gloves, and this is every time that we have it. Yeah. So because of their donations, like a lot of the other things, we don't even have to worry about. So they're going to get the award for number 1 contributor this year. Community Partner Award. And that's for this year, that's going to go to Marcus Murray of Project Brotherhood. I know, right? Since day one, Marcus has always like supported and tried to, dig us up and does help us as much as he can. And the things that he's contributed to me and Royce, the information that he's given us has been like invaluable, and we appreciate like everything that he's done for us in the short amount of time that we've known him. And the next community partner is the good brother, the hood candidate.
Oh my God.
the hood candidate, Andy Williams Jr. And I always have this story about Andy. I always tell him I could tell that he was a righteous brother when we got set up a meeting to meet, and I invited him to this meeting that we was doing. But I didn't tell him it was at a halfway house. It was at what's the name of that halfway house over there? It's slipping my mind.
To on Oak Bar?
No, it's Arlington.
Arlington, Kizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What's the name of it?
But I know I used to go to Manly, so I know.
Yeah, it's right across the street.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I can't think of the name of it, but I didn't tell him that it was there. So I got there kind of late. He beat me there, and he was like, "Man, you ain't telling me this was at the joint." But you know, I always like that. Always stuck in my head because any other person would have saw where it was gonna be and pulled off. But you know, he was there. He participated in the meeting, and you know, that, like I said, that always stuck in my head. And he's been a part of a lot of the things that we've been doing. He was probably like one of the first couple of people that we interviewed for the WTF Dad interviews. He participated in like a lot of the meetings, so I just thought it was right to make him a community partner. To give him an award for community partner. So, and also, this man actually ran for president.
Yeah, he's actually on the ballot.
Yeah, in 2020. So that's another like amazing accomplishment that this guy has, and you know, it's just amazing his story. So hopefully, like when we present the awards, like he can give a little background of his story and like his upbringing and different things. He's a real interesting guy. Follow him on Facebook too, and all that. So, Dad of the Year is going to actually have a couple of words after we present them. So, you want to do like a drum roll or something?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Dad of the Year, Khalid Scott. Woo, my guy. 2021. Let's bring him on. Are you there?
Can you see me?
Nah, I can't see you. I can hear you. I can hear you though.
We can hear you.
All right. Hold on. Let me play. Let me get this right. I thought.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There it is. Dad of the Year. There you go.
Hey, good brothers. How y'all doing?
Yeah, doing well. Yeah, how about you?
Oh, is
I'm
that our
doing
niece?
well, and happy Kwanzaa.
That's our niece.
That's your niece.
Hey, niece. Well, congratulations, man. It's been an honor working with you. And I could give people a quick story about Brother Khalid. When we first had him in the group, he was posting regularly, like every day, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And I reached out to him like, hey, man, why don't you become a moderator? Because you're doing way more posting than anybody. So it makes sense. And ever since he's been a moderator in our group, we actually interviewed him as well for WTF interviews. And he's been a really vital part of what we've been doing in 2021. He's also been on during that the UIC presentation that we did, the Fatherhood Forum.
Yeah. He
was a part of that too. So definitely kudos to you, Brother Khalid, for what you've done and what you've been doing. Can you tell people about what you do, for a living or for a purpose?
Okay. All right. Well, again, Sir Royce and Dr. Rahim, thank you so much for this. I'm getting teary-eyed again. Thank you. It's always great to be acknowledged, and it's very humbling, And I just want to say, fatherhood has come so easy to me because this is what God prepared men to do: is to be fathers. We're fathers of the universe, right? We create the village, we create the community, and we create the world. And when we start remembering that, we'll walk with our crowns on. I'm a social worker, licensed clinical social worker, so I'm everybody's dad, right? And I've been doing it for 28 and a half years, and never regret one day of it. Not only am I a social worker at the VA hospital, Jesse Brown on the West Side, I'm also a therapist for DCFS, and then I have my own private practice with highachievers.net. And then I'm also a mentor. I have about 25 mentees over the last 25 years. So, gentlemen, fatherhood, social work is all part of the ministry. It's my calling. And my life restarted on August 21st, 2002 at 12:36 a.m. when this person here said, "You belong to me, you know, you don't have no life anymore, you know, and I'm all for it." So again, thank you, brothers. Love you dearly for this.
Well, we appreciate you. It's well deserved.
Yeah. So what do you have going forward in 2022 to look forward to? Is there any things you're working on?
Well, just to continue to grow the business. You know, I've been in business since September 1, and by December 1st, 2 months later, I have a wait list of 25 patients.
Wow.
So folks want to get helped. They want to get mental help, you know, because I think this pandemic did something to all of us. How could it not? And I think it made us sit down and be still and think, what do I need to do? What is my next step? What is my purpose? You know, and so for me, it's to continue to make the world better for her. You know, I'm 52 years old, you know. Hope I got another 20, 30 years left, you know, but I need to leave my legacy a better world. And that's my cause right there. And to continue to work on the Morris Chestnut look, you know. I lost 60 pounds this year, so I got about 30, and I'm good.
Nice. What do you contribute to that? What have you been doing differently to lose the weight?
You know what? This pandemic, you know, I gained weight like everyone else. And then I woke up one day and I said, how can I tell people to be fit, mind, body, and spirit if I don't look the role? You know, and I'm used to being fit. And I got diagnosed with this disorder called hypothyroidism. And it challenges me on my weight because my weight goes up and down, up and down. So then I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get busy with the busy. Plus, us social workers and people who help other people, we forget to reinvest in ourselves. So I said, let me change my eating habits. Let me go and work out 4 days a week. And that makes me feel good. And of course, when you're able to go in your closet, in the back of the closet, and put on those clothes that you haven't been able to put on for a while, that gives you the motivation to keep on, you know. And, you know, I'm doing a lot of speaking engagements. I've done 70 Zoom presentations over these last 2 years. So I'm showing up a lot. And I want to look presentable because whether we believe it or not, people pay attention. You know, you grab people, you know, you two are handsome guys, so people gonna pay attention, you know. So that was, and I want to live a long lasting life, and I want to see grandbabies one day, you know. That's my motivation.
You're like, I don't know. It's not rushing to that.
A long time from now, right?
No, well, again, man, I want to thank you for everything you do, and this award is well deserved. Yeah.
Yeah, you're top-notch brother.
Yeah.
Can I add this part too?
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel great when I see my young bloods, you two, who could have been doing anything else. Y'all have busy lives. Your dads, your husbands, your men of the community, and you decided that fatherhood is important, and you started this group for us. So I want to tip my hat off to you, gentlemen, you know, because I need, Anaya knows what I do, but I want her to see her village of uncles who care about their family, who care about their children, who care about the village. So thank you guys for walking in your kingdom, you know, appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words, brother.
Yeah. and we're gonna get that. So make sure you have your speech ready, okay, for the 29th. We're gonna make sure you had a award beforehand, and yeah, so let's be ready.
Absolutely.
And don't hold back the tears, man. If you feel it, let it go. Right?
And Naya, I got a question for you, if you don't mind. It's right around the corner. Hate to put you on the spot, but what would you want to say to your dad for him receiving this honor? Like what kind words would you like to bestow upon him? You're right there, right next to him. I can see the love. I can see the love in the room.
I just let my dad know that he's awesome as per usual. I'd say getting this award is just like another way to outwardly show how much of a great father he's been to me my whole life. He's very caring and trusting and loyal, and I couldn't really ask for any other person to call my dad. So I'm super proud of him. Glad now that everyone knows him.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. That's beautiful.
Come on, guys. Wait up. Hold on. Y'all turns are coming.
Man. I got a baby girl, man. She just turned 4, man. So I got a ways to go, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So again, man, this is it's been great. So thanks again for jumping on, taking the time out, and for sharing your story, and also for being an awesome dad, and keep doing what you're doing, man. You're making a real big impact.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, thanks, Khalid. We're gonna get ready to wrap it up for tonight, and we'll be in touch soon to get you that award. And yeah, be ready on the 29th.
You got it. Be there with bells on.
We'll be in touch tomorrow, man. What you mean? All right, bro. Have a good night.
Take care, brothers, and have a blessed new year, okay?
Yeah, same to you too. Yeah,
all right.
You too. Thanks, Anaya. Thanks for jumping on, too.
Good night.
There you go. Dad of the Year, 2021, Khalid Scott. But yeah.
Before we wrap it, I just want to go through and thank everybody that popped on with us. So Joshua Cotton, thank you. T. Hen, Tiffany Henderson, thank you. Brandon McLeod, thank you. Khalid Scott, thank you again. Byron Stingley, thank you. Let me see.
Your mom no more?
I can't see the rest. Kimbo, he was on here. June.
Yeah, I see Dr. Scott Garner jumped on LinkedIn. So thanks for jumping on LinkedIn. I can't see YouTube, but
yeah. And if we missed anybody, we appreciate you and thank you as well. And before we sign out, we're gonna go through the upcoming things again. Just a refresher, and then we're gonna call it a night.
So let me share my screen again for the people. All right. So again, if you know anyone that needs access to free one-on-one counseling services, you can reach out to myself or to Dr. Young. Our WTF Interviews podcast is also now on our website, but it drops every Wednesday. So check out the last interview. It was a good one with Deion Dawson. The next WTF Parenting Symposium, put that out there right now, is January 6th. It'll be 6:30 to 8:30 Central Time. And also it'll be a hybrid experience. So right now we're at a house in Houston. It's on the west side of Chicago.
House in Austin.
A house in Austin. Sorry. I don't know why I got Houston in my mind right now. But anyway, also it's on Zoom too. So if you can't make it to a house in Austin on the west side, you can log in via Zoom. And also our next Welcome to Fatherhood Men's Conference, our second annual men's conference, is on January 29th. We'll be passing out the awards that we just announced, and also we'll have a few more surprises for you guys as well. And again, check out our website. It's wtfatherhood.org, and our store if you want to purchase some merch to support our cause. Our store is listed right there as well. It's on Shopify. So yeah, that's it. That's all. But before we go, somebody asked for us to share a fatherhood story.
Oh, somebody said that
for me and you. So what's before we wrap? What's one of your WTF moments?
What was the worst diaper change?
The worst diaper change?
Yeah.
The blowout? Oh man.
Where you just like, oh, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah. I had a couple of those. Actually, like my first daughter, she was like the queen of the blowout. I don't know how it happens, man. It just like be poop all like up to her neck. So and that's always an experience, especially like when you out. And that seemed like when it always happened, like when you out somewhere. Yeah. So you gotta like change the baby whole outfit. And just I don't know, man. It's just my first daughter. She was the queen of the blowout.
Man, all my kids had blowouts. They was kings and queens of the blowout. I can't speak to the diaper part. I remember the toilet, like the potty training, man. My boy, I ain't gonna put him out there too bad, but he was just say he didn't make it to the potty all the way, all the time. So we had carpet, so that's all I'm gonna say.
It was like,
yeah. Follow the drip.
It was a trip.
Follow the drip. Now, just cleaning up after him during potty training, that phase, that was a challenge. But I can honestly say I'm done wiping butts. I'm finally reached that plateau. I don't gotta wipe no more booties, man. I got all the kids, they know how to do it themselves now, so I'm proud of that.
That's a good milestone.
Yeah. But it was a challenge.
You waiting to get to the point where they have to wipe yours now.
Nah, ain't nobody wiping my butt, man. Nobody gonna do that for me, man. Nah, man. Well, on that note,
now it's peace.
Right, now it's peace. Thanks for joining. Thanks for taking the time out. Again, I want to wish everyone that's listening happy New Year, happy holidays, and definitely bring in 2022 in a great way. Definitely look forward to seeing you guys on the other side.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out.
How do we stop this thing? Oh, here we go.